should just transition and talk a little about where does this go from here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, because one of the things that I was thinking is another thing I do is I teach a class at the law school, financing of early stage ventures, and I've done that for the last 5 years. And what I've discovered is there's a fair number of those students in there that they're entrepreneurs, and like they're weak in areas where some of the people Brent comes across, but they know way more about financing in the venture capital world than some of these people, and it's like, wow, we got to figure out how to tie these together. So. I think that'd be a future thing. It's like we're going to try to, and the last semester we had several students that crossed over and got the full experience of, what it's like to get funding for an early stage venture and what it takes. And
I'm glad you brought that up because that's absolutely where I think we're going to go next with this Hool Curry Law Professor of Entrepreneurship role. I'm so honored to help connect some of these dots that, by the way, these are not easy dots to connect. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving contacts in each of these schools and each of these areas of expertise at ASU. And specifically, you've also been a huge advocate for connecting with the W.P. Carey School of Business and their MBA programs. You've been integrated with Scott Wald, who teaches a new Venture Challenge course with some funding attached to it. So that's one of the things I was going to chat with you about. Scott's got a group of students, as you did in the fall, that are focused on business, engineering, design, legal. How do we bring these skills together and then pour some gasoline on the fire, the kindling fire that they're starting these courses? So,
and you've mentioned Scott. I've been, trying to figure out how I can help with the business school as well over the years. But when Scott started his whole program, it was like a natural, I would be happy to support and be part of it. So, we did provide some sponsorship money, but, in that case, that wasn't the need so much. It was like some of these people needed legal help.
Right.
And so that's where we provided, the ability for some of these winners to get launched, so we helped them get launched, and of course judging and things like that over the years. But it's anytime there's the ability to collaborate, we've been all about that. So I think that's part of this whole idea of. Actually, we haven't mentioned the name yet. I don't think Techie Palooza.
No.
So. But Techie Palooza is really, came. I think Gordon might have invented the word, but
or Wiley. It could have been Wiley.
Yeah, could have been Wiley Coyote.
He's a great collaborator.
But no, the idea is, if we have some rock star engineering entrepreneurs that look like they have something promising, most of the time they need some connection to business folks. To people who are better at selling, or that's the financial side of things. And likewise, a lot of the entrepreneurial-minded students that were in the business school, they didn't have a lot of technical expertise, and so it's kind of hard to launch a business if you just have one or the other of those. So the idea is let's get them jammed together and talking to each other and just be exposed to each other, and who knows what happens. And teams were forming. So it's like, that's a big thing. I want to support that. And so last year we did the first official, with our program here, Techie Palooza, and I think that went quite well.
It did. And we were just coming out of the pandemic shutdown, and it was a great excuse to get a lot of entrepreneurially curious and entrepreneurially minded, and those that have the gene fully on display, and those that were dormant. And so I think as part of this Hool Curry Law Professor of Entrepreneurship gift that you and Jonathan and the whole team have provided us here at ASU, I think we're on the same page. We definitely want to continue to offer the Techie Palooza program as a means of bringing people together kind of at the genesis phase of the venture development process, year in and year out. So that's a no-brainer. And then from there, it's really about venture development vis-a-vis, one of the things that you and Tom and others do so well is come in on a biennial basis and provide that kind of critical investor grade eye at some of our top ventures. So we fully expect that with Michael's support and his colleagues that we're going to have for the foreseeable future a nice little chunk of seed grant capital available to our tech founders who are worthy of getting your support. In fact, we've got one here today, I think, waiting outside the room.
Okay.
Somebody
Great.
who won some cash from you and the firm just a few months ago emailed us. His name's Jim. And he said, "Hey, I just wanted to check back in. That cash is being put to good use. We are moving. We are moving further into commercialization and building up this company that we had at the very nascent stage just a few months ago." And like you said, it's grassroots, right?
Yeah.
It's like getting involved with these student and faculty founders when the road ahead is not clear at all.
Yeah.
And so, really,
one of the things just popped into my head is we celebrate a lot of these people who appear to have done successful things, and most of them have, but the ones that we talk about. But the reality is, from my perspective, if someone wins prize money from us and they launch a venture and they get beat up and scarred, that's just as valuable to me because they're going to learn from that experience, and maybe it's the next one that's the big winner.
Yeah.
So I don't mind failure. Failure is a badge of honor in the entrepreneurship world, and as soon as entrepreneurs embrace that, then they just stay focused on the end prize. They're going to dust themselves off and move on. So those are the kind of people we want to support and encourage and get them out there because it's good for them. It's good for ASU. It's good for the community. So it's great. Yeah.
It's fantastic, Michael. Well, again, on behalf of the entire ASU entrepreneurial community, thank you for your ongoing support, your engagement, your time, your money. Thanks to you and Jonathan and the whole crew at the law firm for believing in the work that we're doing here at ASU. And so this Hool Law Professor of Entrepreneurship for the foreseeable future in partnership with our amazing team in the development office, the ASU Enterprise, the ASU Foundation. Thank you for making this happen. I'm humbled personally, and I'm even more excited to continue to work with you and Nick and the family to make an impact moving forward. So the professorship, we're going to focus on connecting through the Techie Palooza events and other things. We're going to collaborate across the university disciplines, business, design, engineering, law, the list goes on, and venture creation. So we've got our
competitions. We'll have the prize money. Yep.
Trips. We're going to go to South by Southwest together.
That's right. Coming up.
Oh my gosh. The list goes on and on and on with the amazing ways that we can activate our gift from the Hool Law group. So thanks so much, Michael.
You're welcome.